Hi, my name is Noma and I'm recording from Johannesburg, South Africa. This is my knitting podcast. I haven't really done this podcast for quite a while. I think I've got 5 episodes out. So the last time I did a video was sometime last year in September. The reason for this long stretch was last year I did submit to quite a number of calls, and somehow I got accepted in most of them. So I ended up with 2 sweaters, 2 wraps, and 3 socks that I had to do. And that excludes the collaborations that I had already committed to. So at the end of the day, I was basically just surviving. I was on survival mode, and I had to finish all the commitments that I had. So I really didn't have the capacity to sit down and record a video, and it's a bit of a challenge recording with a 2-year-old. Okay, she was 1 at the time, so that means somebody has to be there to babysit whilst I do the recording, and only for a limited amount of time because she gets quite cranky. So that's the main reason why I really haven't had a chance to record, and I missed it somehow. So I'm so glad to be able to record again. So I'll be doing a number of videos going forward, and mainly I'll be exploring my design process and different categories. For instance, the first set of videos that I'm going to do will be on rectangular wraps. So I'll be doing a series of maybe 8 or 9 videos talking about the different construction methods for rectangular wraps. So I'm so excited about that. Then I'll talk about sweaters later on, and shawls and any other stuff that I'll sit down and come up with. So I'm really excited about all these new videos that I'm going to be recording. So I'll be happy if you'll subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss any of the new stuff that's coming up. So today I'll be sharing a couple of finished objects, some whips, there's quite a number of them, and then some future projects that I'm planning to do. So first off, I'll start off with some finished projects. So 2 of the projects were finished a while back, but I just thought to share them with you today, and there's one recent finished project. So let's get on with it immediately. The first one is the Fezeka Shawl. So I launched this a week ago. So it's a it's a triangular shawl, and it's worked from the tip, increasing all the way to the end. So this shawl is fully reversible, so both sides are exactly the same. And I knit it with African Expressions yarn, and this is the yarn that I used, African Expressions Joy, and the color is 1027. So it's a very beautiful chestnut color. I love this color, and it really blends well with a whole lot of things in the wardrobe. So this is now available on Ravelry and Love Crafts. And then the next one is also an old one. I think I finished this last year, but I still haven't written the pattern because at the time when I was working on this design, I had all the other stuff that I was busy with. So I didn't write the pattern, which is, I rarely ever do that with garments, but somehow I just needed a break from my commitments, and I started working on this. So it's the Luyanda top, it's short-sleeved. So I really love these raglan lines, and at the bottom it's got some cabling. So on this one I used Miss Lamott DK Lux, and the color is Sand Castles. So I really love this top, but I had forgotten what I had done here at the top, so I had to cast on this section and work maybe up to this point, and then, well, it kind of makes sense to write from there because I'll just be repeating what I've done at the top. So I've written the pattern up to the separation of the sleeves, so I'm going to finish it up after the Easter holidays, and then I'll have it up for testing soon. So I'm hoping to put this out maybe sometime in July, because this is not exactly a summer top, because it's very thick and I knit it in a very warm yarn, so it's meant for layering, but it can always be knitted in some cotton blend or any other summer yarn, but I'll be putting it out sometime in July. And then the last finished project that I have is the Naleli top. I put a test call for this one out yesterday, so I'll be sending this pattern to all the testers today. Okay, so this is a very simple top. Okay, let me hold it all the way up. So I just wanted to knit some simple top with no frills, no designs, and then I just added a little cable so that I won't get bored whilst I'm knitting all the stockinette. So this is knit using African Expressions Joy as well. So this is the yarn that I used for this project. The color is 1276. So it's a very simple one. It's knit from the top down with some short row shaping on the shoulders, and then the sleeves are drop sleeves, so there's no armhole shaping, and they're just about maybe 16 centimeters long. So it's not really that much knitting on the sleeves, and then the top itself also works up quickly because this is a DK weight yarn that I used here. So I used a warmer yarn, even though this can be worked as a summer top, because we're getting into winter soon. Its temperatures have already dropped here. It's been cold for the past week, so that's why I used this yarn, and the composition is 15% mohair, 40% wool, and 45% acrylic. So this can still be knit with some summer yarn, some pure cotton, or even a cotton blend or a yak and cotton blend. So you can work on it with any type of yarn depending on how you want to use it. So these are all the finished projects that I have. So now let's move on to the whips. So I've got quite a number of them. I've always tried to keep my whips limited to at least 3, but I ended up with more than 5 somehow. So I'm trying to finish everything off before I can start anything new. So I'm hoping that I'll have some time to knit over the holidays and get some of the stuff out of my hands. So I'll start off with this top. It's called the Esther top. So I'll explain why I gave it that name just now. I'm just trying to move the yarn. It's all over the place. Okay, so this is the Esther top. It's going to be short sleeved, or should I say sleeveless, because I'm just going to add the ribbing when I'm done with the yoke. So this is the top, the Esther top. Let me put this down. I don't know if you can see that clearly. I'm trying to make sure that it doesn't flip over. So it's a colorwork design. So this was inspired by the Ndebele artwork, and the most popular Ndebele artist is Esther Mahlangu. So that's why I called it the Esther top. So it's got motifs similar to Ndebele beadwork and some of the art that they do in their hats. So I kind of shrink them down so that it can be easily gradable, because most of the motifs that they use are very large. Literally, I think it will take maybe 40 or more stitches to get that motif. So I had to shrink them down and play around with them to create this these motifs for the color work. So I'm glad that it seems like it's going to be gradable. So I raised the back neck with some short rows. Mostly I normally add the short rows after the yoke if it's going to be just simple stockinette, but with this design I'm going to do some color work even on the body, because that's what Ndebele artwork is all about. There's a lot going on, but it all blends well and create a very harmonious look. So that's how I'm going to work on this. So the neck shaping is right at the top. on this one. I'm really excited about it, and it's the one that's taken most of my time. I haven't really been working on other things that much. And then the next one is the beaner top. This is a summer top knit in nurturing fibers eco cotton yarn. So okay, let me just get this threads out of the way. Okay, so it's also going to have some drop sleeves, and this one has got striping all over. So with this one I used 4 colors. I just wanted a striped happy top, and so the colors that I used are cocoa, this dark brown, and then I used seashell, pickled ginger, and sun-kissed coral. So these are the 4 colors that I'm using on this top. So it's working off really fast and I'm loving it. So I think I'll also finish this next week, and I'll have it for up for testing soon. So just so you know, most of my test calls are done on my Instagram profile, so you can check that out. I'll link it below as well if you're interested in testing any of my designs. So I'll link that below. So if there's any item that you see right now that you may want to test in the future, just DM me and I'll let you know when the test is up and ready. So the next product that I've done is the Nyakalo top. Okay, this one is a pull over. So it's got a circular yoke, and the yoke is stockinette stitch, and then the body is lace. So what I did with the sleeves was I didn't want to disturb the lace, so I knit them straight and then just decreased right before the cuff and worked the cuff. So the sleeves are not really balloony and wide, they just fit straight on the arm, they're just not tapered. And then I'm left with one sleeve, and this one is already out for testing. It's going to be coming out in May, so I have to finish the second sleeve soon and have a photo shoot. Actually, my photo shoot is booked for the 2nd or the 2nd of May, so I have to finish all those projects before then. So there's going to be quite a rush to get everything done and finished, because I'm trying to get as many items photographed at the same time, because it's a lot of work to just get everybody together for the photo shoot. And then the next one that's also out for testing is the Mavoning. Okay. So with this top, I just wanted something that's bright and colorful for the warm weather, for those that are going to be in summer, but well, I'll be wearing it in winter here. So what I did with this top was I designed the yoke to use all the contrast colors on the yoke and the color work, and the main color is just used on the body, and it's also used on the sleeves up to the point where I'll be doing this color work and the ribbing. So the sleeves and the body of the pullover is going to use the main color, but the rest of the items will be the contrast colors. So this pullover uses 5 colors. Oh, by the way, sorry, I forgot to mention this pullover is knit using Nurturing Fibers Super Twist sock, and the color is French Rose. And then this one is knit using Cocoon Yarn Fingering Weight, and I'm not so sure of the colors, so I'll just write them in the description box. So with the Mavoning, I used Miss Lamotian's twist sock, and the colors are vanilla, and then this brownish color is let me hold it like this, linen, and then the light pink is the baby pink, and then there's the chestnut and the coral. So I had these colors custom dyed. I don't know if she's going to be doing more of them, but these are custom colors, and I don't think you'll find them in the shop yet. So I'm really loving this one. I've got both sleeves to go, and it's already up for testing, and it's going to be out probably around the 7th of May. So I have to finish the sleeves. Actually, I'm hoping my sister will finish them for me because she's coming over for the weekend. So I'll try to get her to knit the sleeves for me. And then the last one is a very old project, like seriously old. I think I've been doing this for 3 years and I've shown it right from my first podcast. But now it's finally back on my needles and I'm trying to finish it and have it up for testing as well. So this is my Fluency Cardigan. And it's also knit with Miss Lamotians, and I used the smoke fade. So I started this sometime in 2019, and at the time I was pregnant and very sick and I got stuck and couldn't finish it. But somehow afterwards, I don't know what happened. I think I forgot it somewhere in one of my project bags and I only found it last year. Okay, so this is the cardigan. It's got flounces. Okay, so like this. So it's got 3 flaps and they all are different. They are done with a different color, so they fade out like that. So I'm now doing the button band, and I'm hoping to also get this one done soon. I've written the pattern and I just need to polish it up here and there, but that's almost all on this one. Okay, let me see if there's anything else. No, that's it. So there's a pair of socks that I've been working on for quite a while. I don't know if it's here with me because it's been on my needles for months and I haven't touched it, but I'll also revive that one and get back to working on it. So that's all the whips that I have. So I've got 6 whips at the moment. And then the new projects that are coming up are also very exciting. So let me just show you the yarns because I'll be getting them. I'll probably be starting on them maybe in the next 2 weeks or so. I think by the end of April and beginning of May, I'll be able to do these new projects. So I've got this yarn by Miss Lamotte. It's the twist sock, and the colors are Belladonna for the darker purple and the botanist. So I'm going to be doing a top with this one. It's probably going to have a boat neck and some simple lace pattern that's going to be sort of like striped, because I think that's the theme that I'm going for with these summer designs. Most of them will be striped. And then the next one is a sleeveless top. So I've had this yarn I think since 2018, so I'm finally putting it to good use. And this is also Miss Lamotte, and it's her singles, and the colors are Nightmare and Versailles. So this is also going to be a summer top and it's going to be sleeveless. So I'm also very excited about this one because I haven't really done a sleeveless top. I think I've only done a vest but not a sleeveless summer top. And then the next one is another circular yoke top. So I'm going to use these 2 colors. Okay, let me hold this properly. Okay, I'm going to use these 2 colors. So it's this one is 1001 and 1059. So I'm going to use the same concept that I used on these socks. So it's going to start off with the darker color and then this flower motif, then the plain white, and then the motif, and then going down to the ribbing. I'll use the darker color as well. So it's going to be short sleeved, but when I'm writing the instructions, I'll include some instructions for a long sleeved pull over as well, just in case someone might want to do a winter top or a 3/4 sleeve option. So I'll try to include those in the instructions. And then the other one is going to be a sleeveless top again, and this is going to be Nurturing Fibers Eco Cotton, and the colors are olive and vanilla. So this is another sleeveless top that I'll do. And then there's another top that's going to be in ruby and vanilla, striped as well. And then the last one is going to be in Eco Cotton, and the color is fawn. So this, when I initially got this yarn, I wanted to do a design with a large lace motif, like really large. But then when I was trying to grade, I did a swatch on it, and then when I was trying to grade it, I realized that each motif will end up with about 68 stitches, and I'll only end up with 3 sizes if I'm grading it. So it was an impossible one, because the size range was going to be very erratic, and it wasn't going to be easy to fit in the different sizes. So I had to kind of change my idea on this one. But the idea of this design is to do a very quick to knit top. So I'm going to be using some drop stitches on this top so that it works up very fast. So I'll try if I can work it super fast, maybe in 3 days or so, and gauge how much time one might need if you have to really do this top as an emergency, or for whether for gifting, or if you need to rush off to some holiday and you need the top. So the last one I had forgotten to pull out the yarn is going to use this sew yarn. So it's going to be a lace top, and I really love this yarn. I used it some time back for my Leslie tea, and the drape is amazing, and it's a light fingering weight yarn, and it really knits up very fast. So it's also African expressions, but this one is sew, and the composition is 15% kid mohair, 15% mulberry silk, 50% merino wool, and 20% nylon. So it's a really gorgeous yarn, and it's got this beautiful sheen. So these are all the projects that I'll be doing in the next few weeks, I think, because that's all that I'll be doing for the summer, and then I'll be jumping onto the winter stuff. So this will take me up to about mid-July, and then hopefully end of June I'll see how I can just get everything moving fast. So the whole point is to make sure that by the beginning of July, if possible, I'll start working on the fall and the winter items. So I had mentioned this sometime last year, that I wanted to work on a coats and cardigans collection, because I rarely do cardigans. I think I've got about 5 that I've done, but I have kind of tweaked that a bit to include some pullovers, of course, because I missed cabling last year, and up to this year I've been focusing on color work. So I'm going to be going back to my most favorite techniques, which is cable knitting. So I'll be working on some cable tops, both pullovers and cardigans, but mainly I'll focus on the cardigans and the coats. So some of the coats are going to be quite long. I think the longest will be about 44 inches long. So, and some of them are going to be at least reaching down to the hips. So I'm just looking at working on those super comfortable clothes that you can wear indoors and outdoors. So it's going to take a while. So I'm trying to make sure that I get started much earlier, because for the longer coats I would like to at least publish them sometime in early October or late September, so that those that want to knit them can get them ready before the winter, particularly if you're in the northern hemisphere. So that's the aim with that collection. I'm busy collecting all the yarn for that collection and getting everything ready, so I'll be sharing that with you. And then I'm also going to be working on 2 collections that are going to be published as ebooks. Of course, all the patterns are going to be out as individual patterns, but the first one is going to be out in October, and the second one will be out the first one will be out beginning of October, and the second one will be out beginning of November, but it's going to be smaller items, and that one I'll be squeezing them in between the tops and the sweaters that I'm doing. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get all these plans out. So mostly I would have asked for my sister's help, because she helps me with my stockinette parts, particularly the sleeves. But she's very busy this year. She's starting 2 programs, and she's also teaching matriculants. at school, so she's really very busy. So I'll see if I can manage to get all these things out, because I was really hoping to get all the ideas that I've had for the past 2 years coming to life. I've been so excited about them. I've sourced tons of yarn for them and it's still sitting there, so I'm hoping I'll be able to get those out. And then the other thing, I'll include a link on the description box below for my newsletter. So for those of you who are not already signed up, I normally give bigger early bird discounts for new releases to my subscribers than generally. So at the most, if you're not a subscriber, you could get up to 20%, and if you're a subscriber, you can get up to between 30 and 40% for new releases. And I sometimes do secret sales there that are just for subscribers. So please sign up for the newsletter so that you don't miss out on all those things. And I'll also include some links on the new videos that I'll be doing for in the newsletter, but I won't be posting my YouTube stuff only. I'll only include the links if I'm posting out a new release or if there's a special announcement on something. So I'll be happy if you'll subscribe to that so that you don't miss out on any of the stuff that's happening in my space. And then I'll try to record a new video as soon as possible, hopefully in the next 2 weeks. So I'll be doing another video just now as soon as I finish this one on rectangular wraps. So I hope you subscribe and also watch those videos. I'll try to include as many design nuggets as I can, so that even if you want to do your own and you want to customize your own idea, it will be easy for you to work on it from there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.